So I'm just gonna cut right to the chase. Chaos Witch Quelaag is an amazing fit for Nightreign. Unlike the previous bosses, she's mechanically complex enough to work well in the game and does not rely on her arena, meaning she can hold her own without a group of enemies or a custom structure built for her. Her attack, where she spews lava everywhere, is a bit reminiscent of the same attack from the Magma Worm, but since she doesn't have any dash attacks, she would be far less annoying. In a way, the lava she spews actually is her making her own arena, dictating where the players can and cannot stand. Her explosion attack is great at teaching players to not overcommit and be greedy, while also covering for her greatest weakness, attacks from behind. The tell for her doing the attack is her collapsing upon her spider face, and people from behind cannot see that. To avoid getting caught by surprise by that move, players need to engage her from the front side, or the actual side, where she would be able to hit them much easier. It's such a good mechanic, and is masterfully done. Besides her backside, her next greatest weakness is ranged characters. Her Flame Sword and Magma don't have that far of a reach, so players that primarily attack from a distance would find that fight substantially easier than melee characters. If she were to come to Nightreign, she would probably have to be given some new attacks to cover for this weakness, like perhaps a jumping pounce attack or a fireball attack like the Flame Sling incantation. This would prevent players like Iron Eye or Recluse from winning the fight too easily. I don't think she's that particularly difficult, so she probably shouldn't be a Knight 2 boss, but I could see her fitting in well as a Knight 1 boss or a weaker field boss. Out of all the early game Dark Souls 1 bosses, I think Chaos Witch Quelaag would work the best in Nightreign. So, I'm going to award her with the very first A tier in the tier list for what DS1 bosses would be best in Nightreign. She's mechanically interesting and not reliant on a particular structure to provide difficulty, but she lacks good options to counter ranged characters, which could be remedied relatively easily.